Did you see the Navy recruiter? I got to show you guys. You probably saw this. This is wild. Take a look at the picture. So apparently, this is who's recruiting people for the Navy because, recruiting's down. So they got to do something about it. I mean, this is just weird, right? The picture says it all. I really can't believe it. Apparently, the U.S. Navy, this is according to a report, and this picture, by the way, is from Daily Mail. The U.S. Navy has chosen a person that is a drag queen to somehow recruit more people to be in the Navy. I mean, wow. China, here we are. Game over. It's over. Don't forget, China has a very male population. For years they had that one-child rule, and there were a lot of baby girls that lost their lives as a result of that. Really, really sad stuff. And they're left with a dominantly male population. So there's no sort of female, and I say that female, right, to kind of even out some of that testosterone that's going to be out there in China. And so you think about what's going on here. We've got almost this feminization, right, of men. And then over in China, they've got the opposite. That can't be good. And if you think about it from a historical perspective, trying to see if I have Camille Paglia here for you. If you think about it from a historical perspective, this is really, really, really bad stuff for a civilization. I want you to hear Camille Paglia, as I said, noted feminist, talking about the issue. Take a listen and we'll weigh in. You can write in and tell me what you think as you hear it. This is something else.
Now, I began all my studies, my book, Sexual Personae, began as a dissertation at Yale Graduate School on androgyny. I've always been fascinated, attracted to the subject of androgyny, and that's what sexual personae is. I explored it in history. But the more I explored it, I realized that, that historically, the movement toward androgyny occurs in late phases of culture, okay, as a civilization is starting to unravel, okay, and that you can find it again and again and again through history in the Greek art, okay, you can see it happening. All of a sudden, okay, there's a kind of the sculptures of handsome nude young men athletes that used to be very robust, okay, in the archaic period suddenly began to seem like wet noodles, okay, toward the end, okay, and that the people who live in such periods, a late phase of culture, whether it's the Hellenistic era, whether it's the Roman Empire, whether it's the Mauve decade of Oscar Wilde in the 1890s, whether it's Weimar Germany, people who live at such times, okay, feel that they're very sophisticated, they're very cosmopolitan, okay, homosexuality, heterosexuality, so what, anything goes, and so on, all right, and so, but from the perspective of historical distance, okay, you can see that it's a culture that no longer believes in itself, okay, and then what you invariably get are people who are convinced of the power of heroic masculinity, okay, on the edges, whether they're the Vandals and the Huns, okay, or whether they're the barbarians of ISIS. Okay, you see them,
Okay, this is very important. You heard what she was saying. We are actually really and truly at risk of something here. I mean, this is perplexing to me that it's all happening right now. And so I've been just as a student of history trying to go and figure out has this ever happened before? And if you listen to Camille, I mean, she points out that yes, indeed, there is this kind of change in even the art that you can see in all these various times. And then, people look at sort of the 1890s, the decadence of the Oscar Wilde time and the literature, of that particular time period. And then you think about what was going on in sort of Germany prior to World War II. And I was reading some very interesting historical accounts of that with gender identity being in question. And so when all these things are in question, there are other problems that come about as a result. Hey everyone, Trish Regan here. If you enjoyed that clip, please do me the favor of subscribing to the channel. Just hit that little subscribe button right over there. Did I do that right? Not quite, but you know where it is. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so that you get the alerts, and I'll see you back on the show.